Authorities in northern Italy say more than 1,000 turtle doves have dropped dead over the past 5 days. It's the latest in a series of unexplained sudden death incidents affecting creatures in the sky and underwater. The events have sparked a media frenzy, with doomsday speculators saying it hails the end of the world. But is there really something fishy going on, or is it being overhyped? Artist Katerina Zarva reports.
Sing a song of suspense, one where the end is nigh, as thousands of blackbirds fell out of the sky. And when the birds were found, the news began to sing. The end of days conspiracy does have a catchy ring. At first, it was just Arkansas grabbing the world's attention. Then, Louisiana followed suit, and Europe ruffled some feathers with mysterious avian deaths in Sweden. Experts attempted to calm the public by suggesting the birds got scared of fireworks or flew into trees and cars because of bad weather.
All we know is that fireworks or weather could not cause 5,000 blackbirds to have liquefied insides. That's what the Fish and Wildlife veterinarian said. They've never seen anything like it. Now we're seeing the same pulverization of the insides of blackbirds. They are dead when they hit the ground. They are dying in the night while they're roosting in trees.
But then 100,000 dead fish turned up on U.S. shores, and that seemed to have opened the floodgates.
I think the media is, by and large, not blowing it out of proportion. They're actually underestimating how serious it is. So I believe we have multiple causes, but basically they all mean that the entire planet now is in uproar, that we have a toxic release of gases, the changes in the oceanic currents that now means the entire world current system is now disrupted.
For those not very impressed with a scientific explanation, there's always the religious one. Fanatical bloggers have once again started flooding the World Wide Web with end-of-days posts. And the international media, starved for news during the slow post-Christmas month of January, is having a field day.
And you are asked to call sooner rather than later.
Now, we did contact state agricultural officials so far.
You could not even get down the road without running over hundreds. It was that bad.
With more and more mysterious deaths around the world, fish in Brazil, Australia, and New Zealand, crabs in the UK, the frenzy is growing, and the headlines scream aquacalypse. These fishy stories look set to continue stealing the media spotlight, at least until scientists have had a chance to examine the dead animals, or, the world comes to an end, whichever, of course, happens first. Katerina Zarva, RT, Moscow.
And filmmaker and blogger Danny Schechter says media sensationalism is taking the focus away from finding the real scientific causes behind the bird and fish deaths.
When one set of incidents happens, followed by another set, followed by a third set, suddenly it becomes a trend and it becomes a much bigger story in the media, but it's still sort of a mystery. It may be that each example is actually specific to a particular local set of circumstances. We just don't know. They're calling it a flockalypse, for a flock of birds, coming up with new catchy words, new headlines, and the like. Obviously, it's something that intrigues audiences, even if there isn't a lot of explanation. There seems to be a pattern of this sort of thing, where you have alarmist headlines followed by a few examples, which then, lead to sober conclusions about the dramatic events, which then there's no follow-up for. So, we really never find out what really happened. And this is the inattention of the media, maybe even the amnesia of the media, a refusal to speak to the people who are most in the know, because all of this is sort of titillation for the public, and yet it could be very serious.